Just trying to make clean off. Frank did the prudent thing there, didn't he?
Yeah, in the end, really, you could have turned that into a disaster. Instead, actually a good chance, really, to perhaps get away with par.
All right, Frank, break down this approach shot here at hole number 1.
While typical Pete Dye confuses you straight out of the gate, draw off the tee, and then you've got to hit that second shot in left-right. Look at the angle of that green. It points away to the right.
On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. Frank, this is an approach shot here at the first hole that will get a player's attention.
It will. Very strategically placed bunker that protects that front right of the green, plus the angle of that green. If you're going to take it across that bunker, you better judge that inch perfect.
Well, this one should be safely on deck here. Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
That's good. I like it. Oh, they're going to love it. What a putt. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Has the putt, and now at -1. This putt for par. Even par early on. Nudge this one home, finish it up.
Oh, good start.
Frank, this is a nice-looking hole. Not long, only 371 yards, but challenging in its own way.
It is challenging. The best approach here, really, is a conservative tee shot to set up an aggressive.
Not quite what he wanted. Tee shot is in the bunker.
This is not heading in the right direction.
It looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
That one ends up in the rough.
That went sideways.
He'll need to catch this solid, 190 yards away. Frank, this one's going too far left, it looks like.
Yeah, it was fine there for a little while, but if it keeps going left, it's doomed.
Pretty good result right there, considering...
It looked rough all the way.
Exactly.
Rich, really did.
Frank, in golf, as we know, there's short grass and there's long grass. We all want to be in that short grass, but it doesn't always work out that way. So what's the most important element from the shot, from the rough?
You have to be a little bit more conservative first and foremost, because you can't guarantee a perfect strike out of the long grass. So therefore you have to look around the greens, maybe short, to the right, to the left, and realize what's involved. And also just give yourself a slightly bigger target.
Get down! Lay down! Frankie has to be scratching his head as he reaches for a sand wedge or a gap wedge for his next shot.
Well, you know, the FedEx Cup, Rich. I mean, you're meant to get there by 10:30 tomorrow. That thing's still going.
This is a cross-country special. His speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good.
Remember, out of the rough, expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Rich, I thought he could get this close.
That just is amazing. Just a mind blower right there. Absolutely incredible. He made the shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Stenson for his par. These putts keep the round together. And so just getting started, even par so far. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Stays at 1 under with that par. Moving to the third hole to par 4 again. This one 471 yards. Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, rough.
Look out left.
And there's rough over there. Rich, with a lie like that on the rough, you're going to get too much grass between club face and ball. You're going to have to adjust for that and at least take a club or two more.
And that one lands in the first cut, Frank.
Interesting choice coming ahead here. It'll be interesting to see how he reads this lie.
170 yards left. Frank, what's so compelling about rivalries in sports is that athletes need each other if they're going to go to great heights. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to solidify his legend. Jack Nicklaus probably needed Arnold Palmer to go to a place that he had not been. And I think that's true across the board as we look at rivalries in sports.
I think it defines careers, Rich. It's not until those players retire that they realized how important it was to have that foe. You know, so often we're living in the present like we are now with Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. And it's not for years to come that we'll realize the sport wouldn't have been the same with one without the other. The lie pretty much dictated the result. Thick rough, tough to get that all the way to the green.
Trying to muscle it out of there, but you had to be Schwarzenegger to get that one done. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on the easy birdie.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank. Frank, what's the best way to get at this hole location here at number 3?
If there's a desired shot pattern, it's a little draw off the tee and a little draw in. And the reason why, if you look at the shape of that green, it's on a 45-degree angle to the left. So it really does suit a shot coming in from the right.
Just in the first cut of rough, not a bad lie. The only issue is he might get a jumper here. Jordan Spieth trying to surrender just one shot. But you hate to miss from that distance. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Boy, that hurts right there, Frank.
Yeah, he's got to knuckle down now, though, because, you know, we've seen it before, Rich. Two putts turn into 3, 4. So make sure you can limit the damage here.
Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.
Birdie chance for Henrik Stenson. So a tester from 4 feet. Still even par for the day. This to avoid a huge number. This is for bogey. Blemish on the scorecard. A bogey. So they'll tap in. This game's amazing. You're rolling along, life is beautiful, and then bang.
Step away from the controller.
Total depression.
This is definitely not going down the fairway.
It doesn't look good. I think it's going to be in the deep rough. You have to think he'll be happy with that, given that it looked like it was headed right for the rough.
Yeah, it looked like that was the only place it was going to finish, but, well, it's a little bit unexplainable. Let's see what he does from here now. Lucky break.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
Birdie chance here. Very long putt, though.
Got to be a little careful if it gets away on him.
Right off the edge. Wow.
That hurts.
Getting set now over the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Sitting right now at 2 over par for the round. Kind of a tricky read.
Really? This is that awkward length.
And like Ben Crenshaw right there, just so smooth.
Well played before.
Spieth over a par putt. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2. Drops it, and he's at even par. Nudge this one home, finish it up. Henrik Stenson for par. Well, here we are at the 5th hole, a 535-yard par 5 for the long-hitting professionals. Frank, certainly not a long test. What is the challenge here on this hole?
It's another example of great design by Pete Dye. He'll give you the trouble on the left on the tee shot, and then he moves the trouble to the right on the second shot. It's going to get you one way or the other.
Well, that was a beautiful drive, Frank. Really good position to take advantage.
Sitting up beautifully in the fairway. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Nice position, short grass, second shot.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
Second shot. This is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
This has no chance of finding the fairway. This is turning left.
That's a bit offline in the rough. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Playing his third here at the par 5. And getting ready for the putt.
Do that.
Well, what a moment this would be. Jordan Spieth, an eagle putt. So with a mate, moves to even par. Find this putt for a birdie. One under for the round. So just a formality here. -3 now for the round.
What a hole this is. 255 yards, par 3, water everywhere you look. This is a real test.
It's called Amen, and whatever religion that you subscribe to, you better say a prayer before this one.
Certainly had enough power, just didn't have any touch. This is a good-looking shot. That will be a great look at birdie. Not looking good, Frank.
I think it's wet.
Never a pleasant moment, the drop after you've gone into the water, but here we are. So hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop, this now the third shot. Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
Frank, I'm not saying he should pull out driver here, but this is a long putt.
Greens are fast, though. You never know. Good line, good pace. Might have a chance.
That's all he wanted to do there.
Yeah, it's touch. And when you think from that distance, chances of making are almost none. So to guarantee a two-putt, well done.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. Beautiful stroke right there. Finds the bottom of the cup with ease. Spieth settles in over his birdie putt. In red figures at 1 under par. Not a gimme, but well within his range. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Just a couple of feet. Three under on the day. Frank, this is like a big water park here at PGA West. We saw it at the 6th, and here again at the 7th, a challenging par 4, 346 yards.
I've never, ever seen anyone try and drive this green, so it's just a layup. You see the bunker down there in the distance, that really is the stop sign. So something that's short of that, but really what I prefer is try and lay up on a nice number, something that you got a full shot in, whether that be a 9-iron or an 8-iron or a wedge. You'd like to have a full club in here. Hazard?
Maybe wet. Good news is, was able to retrieve the golf ball.
Yeah, on dry land at this time, though.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for. That's an absolute beauty. This has to go in the hazard.
He needs to get up or it's going in. In the water. Too bad. Now on to his third shot after the last one went into the water.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. And it looks like it's in the rough there, Frank.
It might not be as bad as it looks.
Frank, you've just hit one in the water. You don't want to compound the mistake. What's the mindset here?
This one right here, you've got to forget that big blue oasis in front of you.
Not what you wanted to hear, but this is the fifth shot after the ball went into the water.
Off the flight path again.
Well, on the green, but far from the hole.
Yeah, a little bit of a head scratcher. A lot of work coming up here.
This won't hurt him, Frank.
Just a little left of the flag. That's fine. Should be safely on deck.
He'll need to be strong with this. Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Might be. Could be. And he has it, Frank.
I don't believe it.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Makes the putt and moving in the right direction, 2 under par. These putts keep the round together. Well, look out, here he comes. 4 under par now after that birdie. just a shade over par, +1.
Well, Frank, here at the par 5 8th, 559 yards. Looks as though the player's getting a break from the water, but there is some trouble out there.
Yeah, there certainly is bunkering both on the left and the right. Once again, though, par fives are always an opportunity for the longer hitter. Even if you stray a little offline, then it just becomes a three-shotter like it is for everybody else.
Good contact, good result. Well, it is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Like the looks of this one.
Oh, yeah. Now, this is not heading in the right direction.
No, it looks like it's going to be in the rough.
Rich, do you think we should tell him this fairway out there?
Yeah, he's been in the rough all day long. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Well, this one is offline just a bit. Look out. You know, that one is going to end up in the rough. That's a bit offline in the rough. Second shot coming up here at the par 5. Look out left.
And there's rough over there.
This is all feel with a lob wedge.
This ball never even looked like it was going down the fairway, hitting way right.
How tough is this going to be now from the rough, Frank?
Oh, it's tough to say, Rich. I mean, so much is going to depend on that lie. I'm going to need a little bit of luck.
Second from an excellent lie.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
That's a beautiful shot, and that sets him up for a really easy putt. Yeah, about 150 yards left here, Frank. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. Oh, get down. Look out.
It's over. The green.
This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Welcome to Treasure Island, a masterful blend of challenge and playability. Always need to keep on the lookout for secret paths and twisted turns throughout the course. You never know, maybe even some hidden treasure. This is unlike anything we've seen, Frank, in all our travels around the world. I'm Rich Lerner. My partner for EA Sports is Frank Novello. Frank, tough opening hole. Want to keep your head up and your eyes straight ahead. Or eye if you only have one.
Exactly, that's for sure. Two choices. You can go down the left side. There's a little piece of fairway. Most people, well, should I say the prudent players down that right side, much bigger fairway, which is right of that big rock in the middle of the fairway. Either way, it's a tough start.
Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. In the thick stuff.
Thick? It's brutal out there.
Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Good recovery shot. Couldn't make the green, but at least he's back in play.
Played the smart shot right there.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit. Well, from in trouble, Rich, at least he's back in play.
On the fairway from the rough.
Got to be careful here. Downhill, he's got to time it good because your weight's a little bit more on your front foot.
Oh, a sensational shot right there, Frank.
No, you start beating your chest after a shot like that. That's the best we've seen into this hole to date.
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Tough hole has this now for double bogey. So, 2 over early.
So just a formality here.
Did the job right there.
He's teed up here at the par 3 second. I can see a treehouse out there somewhere in the distance, Frank.
Yeah, that's our commentary box. Yeah, it was a little over-ambitious.
He went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is, just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Third shot now, after the last one found the deep blue.
Yeah, you can still minimize the damage here. It's only one bad shot that you got punished for.
Frank, this is one you don't practice, but sometimes you have to do it. Time for the drop.
Yeah, it should be the easiest shot in golf. You've just paid for it.
Headed for the bunker? Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. Second shot coming out of the rough here. This is EA Sports, PGA Tour coverage coming your...
Welcome to the home of one of the most terrifying holes in all of golf, the 18th, set atop Devil's Cauldron Volcano. I'm Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novello. We're here today in the South Pacific Ocean. This course has it all: cliff shots, shortcuts, a skull-shaped green, and of course, the volcano. Frank, what do you make of this most unusual layout?
Rich, it's not for the faint-hearted. You'll see Buccaneers Bay out there.
Today's coverage brought to you by EA Sports and the PGA Tour.
Set in the South Pacific Ocean, surrounded by islands, today we're here at magnificent Treasure Island. It's an unlikely location for a golf course, but the creators of EA Sports have built a treasure of a layout here. Can you say X marks the spot? You never know what you'll find at the 8th hole. Hello, this is Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, here to bring you all the action for today's event. Whenever you hear about Treasure Island, Frank, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Well, you need a map rather than a yardage book to get around here, Rich. Holes themselves are an amazing, eclectic bunch of, well, pleasure, pain, and, of course, a little bit in between, which I'll let you find out for yourself. Treasure? There might be some out there. Some off the beaten track as well. But golf's a weird game. Take all your clubs, choose which one you want to use them wisely, and use them sparingly. And Treasure Island, it might just reward you.
Missed the fairway in the fairway bunker now.
It's not all gloom and doom, though. Lip isn't too high. A good swing here still shouldn't be a problem.
Well, given the choice, most players would rather play from the green grass versus the white sand.
Yeah, there was no advantage to try and take that much more out of that fairway bunker. Couldn't reach the green. It's a smart play.
That should be pretty good right there. On the safe side. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. So with that, 1 over par. This putt for par. And so just getting started, even par so far. Frank, this hole has a little bit of everything, and it's kind of scary, to be honest with you.
It's a very stout par 3. Well protected in the front by those 2 bunkers. Might be a little bit of treasure in there. Our commentary box to the right. Leave that alone, please. Small enough green, but it certainly provides a good target for a par 3 that's in the mid 200 yards.
Speaking of targets, I mean, there's plenty of cannon fire out there. You could take one across the bow right here. You could walk away with big number and some big hits. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Good chance at one. Boy, this could be a tough one right here, Frank.
It's a very long putt, Rich. Obviously, it's difficult, but he still has a shot to sink this one for birdie.
Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
He is capable of going on some torrid runs. This would be a birdie for Fowler. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
So they'll tap in. Still playing even for the day after the par. That's a nice confidence builder right there. You make those for par, and you keep things steady. Frank, this is not an easy tee shot. Trying to thread it between those two giant trees.
Third hole, Captain Hook. Par 5. Really just keep it down that left side, very, very close to the coastline. Good tee shot. You might be able to get home for 2. But rather than hook your second, you're going to have to slice it.
Frank, look at that tree in the distance.
He's gone for a little extra.
Wow. John Daly, take a back seat, big fella. How about that drive?
Is it stopped yet? It's still going.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Frank, he could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
We got away with one right there. Just missed that bunker.
Yeah, that looked like it was sand the whole way.
Let's see what Ricky Fowler can come up with here on the approach. Good swing, good shot yet again. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Jordan Spieth can really roll it. Has good feel. And let's see what he does with this putt. +1 in the early going. But now a chance for a birdie.
Has the putt, and now at -1. Well, Frank, as if this tee shot wasn't hard enough, look what's in the distance, just to throw a little scare into the player.
Devil's Cauldron, that's the volcano in the distance, but it's also a good line there, Rich. This is a really narrow fairway that's anything other than straight. So your tee shot, you really have to imagine where that ball's going to land. Which part of the fairway is it going to land on?
You really need to be on your game here at Treasure Island.
Happiness is a long, 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 long walk after that one. Tom Weiskopf was one of my idols growing up. I loved the way he swung. That swing right there reminds me of my idol.
Ooh, looks like Rory McIlroy, Frank, sticking the follow-through. And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green. Frank, is this one going to be okay?
Yeah, just a little right. Seemed like good contact.
You wouldn't call that a miss hit, but it wasn't his best. That one just sort of drifted right and a long ways from the flagstick. Second shot now for Ricky Fowler. Miss hit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
You've got to be kidding me. That was right on the edge.
I tell you, he wants to do over there.
And setting up here in the rough. Stays at 1 under with that par. Just a little tap in here. Did the job right there. Fifth hole, Frank, here at Treasure Island. It's an uphill. It's clear uphill par 4.
And not very long, just a little bend to the left. Maybe the longest hitters might be able to get close to this par 4 with their tee shot. Otherwise, it just sets up to a nice little pitch to a very irregular shaped green.
And the Jolly Roger up here, the skull and the crossbones. But those bunkers are sort of fascinating because they don't appear to be really well maintained the way you normally see.
Well, every time you play this hole, they get a little deeper. I think them pirates have been out there digging for anything other than balls. That's an absolute beauty.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. What a nice shot. Right on the green and a pretty easy putt on the way. Slight waggle, relaxed arms, ready to go.
Rich, I got to say, I had a caddy yesterday who was a parrot, and it's got to be the worst caddy parrot I've ever had.
Well, you kept asking him, what do you think? And he would say, 6 iron, 6 iron.
He kept repeating himself, and I said, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play.
the speed. Nice putt, and now back to level par. Fowler has this for birdie. Now at -2 for the day.
Frank, hopefully top of your game and top of the world from this point at the 6th.
Huge elevation here, Rich, so obviously that tee shot is going to go that much further off the elevation, and that's really the goal. Tee it high, let it fly a little, keep it left of the needle top mountain on that left side, and really you won't have much left on this fairly short par 4. Nice.
Looks good. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Getting set for another approach. Our featured golfer really looks dialed in at this point.
Yeah, right now this is a great feeling to have as a golfer. Your swing's good, the timing, it's almost like it's just completely natural. You don't have to think. The swing is exactly where you want it to be. So really you're just looking at the flag in front of you.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Sit down. Get down.
Oh, this is going.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Going to take some skill now.
All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
In red figures at 1 under par. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nice par to remain at 2 under.
Well, Frank, this is some hole. This is a par 5, the 7th. It snakes its way all across the island.
You think in a direct route you could be able to reach this par 5 and 2, but the rock down the distance nearly makes that second shot impossible to try and carry over that. Plus the fact it's a lot of uneven lies down here on this fairway. Step sort of drops down in level as it goes down the left side, and chances are you won't get a flat lie for that second shot. So play this as a 3-shotter.